Hello, wonderful interpreters, and thank you again for tuning in. Just a few days ago, on November 20th, WFSE, the Washington Federation of State Employees, through their local union, Interpreters United, they sent a mass email to L&I interpreters letting them know that within their rights, they have requested information about all of the interpreters who took L&I appointments during the last year for the purposes of bargaining team nominations. Now, you know that with this union, unfortunately, they lie a lot, so there's always something behind what they say. In this video, I'm going to address the things they're not telling you and why you should be aware of what's going on, because you're going to be harassed endlessly when they get this list of interpreters. Now, let's get started. So this is the email they sent to interpreters on November 20th, just a few days ago. They are letting you know, by the way, from the get-go that they have submitted requests to the states that fall within their rights. And you wonder, why would they say that? Because, well, they want to let you know that even though some of these things they're requesting are going to be upsetting to you, they have the right. And so let's see what this is all about. Here they're saying, number one, they submitted a request for information pertaining to interpreters who have undertaken appointments in the last year to quote-unquote gather sufficient data to begin bargaining team nominations. And so this is a lie. They don't need to submit a request to get that information, and I'll show you why later in this video. And then number two, they are quote-unquote demanding a meeting with L&I to discuss changes in the online scheduling system, something that they have said before is not possible, but I'll show you again later in the video. And then lastly, to address concerns regarding unpaid appointments. You all know what's happened before when they have tried to do that. They have been unsuccessful. But anyways, let me show you what this is all about. Number one, they do not need to submit a public records request to know everybody that took an appointment for the purposes of nominating people for the bargaining team, because as you see right here, later on in the same email they send interpreters, they're telling you that you have to become a member if you want to nominate or be nominated for bargaining team positions. Number five, the last point on this image. And so in reality, if they wanted to get a count of the people that could qualify to nominate or be nominated and make it available to their members, all they have to do is create a list of their members, a membership list, and distribute it to their members, people that pay union dues, and let them know, look, these are the choices that you have to nominate people, or to be nominated, they have to be members. And that's pretty easy because they already have those numbers, they already have the members and their contact info. So in reality, what they want to do by asking L&I to submit the records of everybody who took an appointment, they want to update their records because they want to be able to know your most recent mailing address, phone number, email address, so they could harass you endlessly, asking you to become a member, because in the end, it's all about the union dues. And then number two, they're saying that they want to meet with L&I to discuss changes about the scheduling system. But in reality, this is another gaslighting effort. They are really lying to you. They do not believe in negotiating with the state, because as recent as 2021, they said right here that appointment scheduling system is not within the scope of bargaining between the union and the state. And this is from Benjamin Benny Boy Ben. He is one of the organizers that's always harassing interpreters, lying to interpreters, unfortunately. And they're saying here, when we were fighting against L&I through our unfair labor practice, they were letting people know, oh, that's actually a very, futile effort, because they believe you cannot negotiate over the distribution of appointments or changes to the scheduling system. So they do not believe that. If they're telling you this right now, it's because they want you to sign up and hope they're going to change some of the things that you want to see change from the scheduling system, right? Like, they're not going to be able to get you to confirm appointments with patients. They already took our mileage away at the behest of Milena. L&I did. They listened to Milena, and now you do not get mileage. right? And so all these things, they're not going to be able to negotiate because they believe the state had the right to make the changes without a union. And now that they have a union, they even said it back in 2021, as you see here, that whatever union would win the election, nothing could be done about the scheduling system. So since they are for now the certified union, that applies to them as well, right? So what are they really offering here? They just want you to become a member and get trapped into their contract for 1 year. Another lie that they say here is that the more members you have, the more power you wield at the bargaining table. If only 30% of interpreters join, L&I can easily offer a subpar contract, they say, but with 70 to 90% of all of you united, they'll have no choice but to take your demands seriously. And that's another lie. You know why that's a lie? I'll show you why. Because if you remember from my last video that was in Spanish but with English subtitles, I showed you the law. And it says that unions have to represent all employees in the industry that they represent, even those who are not members. They cannot discriminate against you and so on. So what does that mean? Well, they have to represent all L&I interpreters, which are more than 1,000. The thing is that they wanna make you believe that you have to sign up with them so L&I can offer some sort of a good contract. You know what? It is their job to negotiate a contract with L&I. All they had to do was to win the election. And even though we're fighting through the courts right now, in the meantime, they are the union that's certified to negotiate with L&I. They do not need anything else. That's all the leverage they need because they have been certified to represent you. Okay? And regardless of how many members they have, they still have the responsibility to negotiate for all of the members in the bargaining unit, whether they are union members or not. So L&I is going to negotiate with them even if they have only 10 members because they know that the rest of the people that are not members are going to benefit from whatever they could get negotiating with L&I. So do not fall for the okie doke, okay? They have to do their job regardless of whether or not you become a member. But this is really underhanded because they're saying to you, if you do not sign up, if we do not have 70 to 90% of the membership, we're not going to do our job and L&I is not going to give us everything we want. That is a lie. So they have to do their job whether or not you become a member. And the problem is that when you become a member, as I have shown you before, you are signing a contract that is designed to entrap you into paying union dues for 1 entire year. And even if you cancel your membership right after signing, you cannot get out of it. And it's not like before where you could have, given them your bank account and they could just, take your money from the bank account. And then if you don't want to pay anymore, you just cancel the payments. Well, you can't do that anymore because now they take it directly through the interpreting work system. Before you even see a penny, they get your union dues. And so you're going to be trapped for a year if you sign these membership cards. You do not have to do this. You do not have to sign this membership card. And it's really unfair, in my opinion, to make people sign a membership card that you cannot get out of it even a month later when you have tried what they have to offer to see if you're happy or not. No, they want to steal your money. They want to steal money from you because they know they offer a crappy service and they don't really do anything for workers or interpreters in general. So there you have it. We have been fighting still through the legal system to make the court see that WFSE does not qualify to be the union. I know that they are the certified union. In the meantime, we still have a couple of court cases that need to be addressed before this is decided. And so we also have the unfair labor practice appeal that we have going on. In the meantime, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, concerns, suggestions for us, if you need help with anything navigating the L&I system, contact us through the union email and let us know. Have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one.